episode of Witticism. I'm Carson.
And I'm Rachel, bringing you the news that matters most around the globe.
A toothbrush subscription company was forced to apologize for and remove its controversial spit or swallow ad campaign. This places it historically as the second most controversial oral care ad campaign, still ranking just below the 2007 swallowable mouthwash campaign, Spitters or Quitters.
A Miss Hitler pageant was recently shut down in Russia due to complaints about it being too offensive and glorifying a tyrannical leader. But don't worry, the Joseph Stalin Fair will still be coming around next month, so get your tickets while they're still available.
Ever wonder what Free Willy would have been like if Jesse never made it to the ocean and Willie just kind of bit it? A nearby town is living that traumatic nightmare when a local boy got a very similar idea to free his aquatic companion, just without the resources or access to the ocean. After facing his horrifying mistake head-on, the wannabe protagonist disposed of his closest friend's body in the nearest dumpster, vowing never to speak of the incident again.
Millennials have now found a way to rebel against their elders by staying married. New data shows that younger couples are now staying married and the divorce rate is falling. Maybe it's because millennials are too picky when they're choosing a significant other, or maybe it's because we're already falling in enough crippling debt that we can't take it on anymore. So, thanks again, millennials.
Spotify has now teamed up with Ancestry to start creating playlists for you solely based on your DNA. These playlists will link your Spotify account with your Ancestry DNA test results and create a personalized playlist with tracks from the cultures your ancestors came from. Now, this may seem pretty cool, but what about when the government starts to wipe out cultures based off songs they don't like?
You've heard about underground cockfights, right? Well, have you heard about the underground baby fighting rings in Japan? These rings are filled with intense battles of toddlers who make millions selling tickets to these underground fights. No matter how hard they fight, however, all the toddlers return home to their mommy crying.
The president of Southeast Missouri State University is apologizing for a viral video of him drinking from a beer bong. He described his behavior as unflattering and a lapse in judgment. I guess that homecoming fever just got to him, man. Frankly, I'd be disappointed if a college president didn't party with his students at least once in his life. Don't you think so, Driscoll?
A 50-year-old woman taking driving lessons has driven her car into a public swimming pool. The only bad news here is that she was 50 years old and still can't drive. But the good news is she is one step closer to her boating license.
Ever wanted to ruin your day before it even starts? Well, try Taco Bell's greasy, cheesy, heart-stopping, artery-clogging $1 taco and suspiciously orange coffee for breakfast. I know we're in America, but some of these things should have position warnings.
Watch your behind, at least in Venice that is. Turns out just sitting in a prohibited area will cost you $580, and obviously that once-in-a-lifetime Instagram pic. Why doesn't Venice just let you plop your butt wherever you like? Because they are mad about over-tourism and hope it'll scare us off from ever going there with a #EnjoyRespectVenezia campaign to promote it. Odds are it's not going to happen. Soon there will be a plop, pose, and shoot it trend that will be hitting the media instead. #PPS.
In Michigan, police suspended a bar's liquor license for a day simply for axe throwing. The bar reopens tomorrow, however, with a new gimmick, Gator Mud Wrestling.
Ashton Kutcher hit a teen with his car earlier this week. The teen was sore but unharmed and asked for a photo with Kutcher. As a reward, personally, I would have asked for money and connections, but you do you, I guess.
Have you ever been so hangry you got into a fight with your significant other while driving, running over a dog, and breaking your neck over a breakfast sandwich? Right? Didn't think so. This enough to prove you wrong, Christina?
Have you ever thought that you want to be a little more religious? The best way to get started is to obviously steal a Bible, so you can read it. While you're at it, you might as well do some drugs and sleep with your neighbor. You know what would also help? If you supported abortions and homosexual marriage. That would really get the God-loving folk on your side.
When you're a 9-year-old boy, the number one thing on your mind is your penis. Of course, you would already be thinking what people will think when they see it. Is it the right size? Does it smell okay? Or why do I have this extra flap of skin hanging there? That can't be normal. Well, for this third grader, he took matters into his own hands and forged his mom's signature to get an everlasting haircut. Linda wasn't very happy when she heard about her son's procedure. But I mean, she kind of saw this coming when she realized she never learned what the word circumcision meant. That's all the time we have tonight. I'm Carson.
And I'm Rachel. You stay beautiful, Indiana.
It all started while I was getting ready for a nice quiet dinner at Danny's. I was at my vanity, finishing getting ready, applying my favorite sweet pea perfume. My phone started ringing. I picked it up, not knowing who could be calling at this hour. It was her. I quickly hung up, not knowing how she got my new number. I sat there thinking to myself, how did Ellen DeGeneres figure out my new number? Well then, the answer was obvious. She's Ellen. Who wouldn't give her what she asked? I know that's what got me into this mess. If I just would have been able to say no that day when she had me on her show, none of this would be happening. But she was so impressed by my dog t-shirt business, it drove me wild. No one ever gave me the respect she did. No one ever asked me, Bertha, are you tired of making dog t-shirts? It was after my interview that it all went down. She came into my dressing room after the show, asking if she could model some t-shirts. I laughed and told her they were for the dogs. She instantly replied, well, aren't you my b****? I was at a loss for words, but I knew in that moment I wouldn't be able to forget that 17-year-old boy-looking face that she has. She walked up to me and started to massage my shoulder, rubbing knot after knot, making me moan in ways that only my shower head has. I don't know when she worked my bra strap off my shoulder. I didn't notice anything till I saw her beneath me on the stiff dressing room couch. That's when I realized I couldn't be doing this. I had to stop. This wasn't me, but I certainly enjoyed it. I quickly got off of her and searched for my clothes. As I got dressed, I contemplated what it would be like to fall in love with Ellen, to live a happily ever after. But I must have took too long, because then a man jumped out from under the couch cushions, scaring the life out of me, causing me to faint. I was the first person Ellen ever scared on the show, just like she was my first woman. I told myself not to look back when I walked out the door that day, but her persistence is like no other. Whatever shall a woman do?
Welcome back to Witticism's Word of the Day, your primary source of today's most important words. Today's word of the day is Kavanaugh, verb, to get blackout drunk and expose yourself to an individual or an entire party. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll detonate the smokestacks, dissipate my boiling blood. A conglomerate of drawbacks got me paralyzed and choking on my own. We'll detonate
Landmines, I think you're so fine. I wish that I could call you mine.
from ashes to ashes, ignite the matches of passion. My weekend's gone in a flash, and I just don't know what happened.
Send me postcards from where you're staying tonight. Call me up once or twice to let me know you're alright.
Pack of empty cigarettes, babe. You're on my mind. I can't forget the sweet, sweet sound of that golden sunset.
I've never gone to class drunk. I'm a child of God. I'm only 18.
Threw up in a frat. Nope.
No.
Never thrown up drunk before, so never threw up in a frat.
I've only done it once. I don't remember it.
I've never thrown it up at a frat. I've only been to one party and it was no good.
I've never thrown up at a frat party, but one time I was drinking on antibiotics and I threw up in my friend's dorm room. Don't drink while you're on antibiotics.
Yeah, it's rough.
Never have I ever thrown up at a frat.
Nope. Which is weird because I throw up a lot, but like just never at a frat.
I don't go to parties.
Not just in a party sense, like I just like throw up a lot.
You got checked out?
I have, no one knows why.
Grew up in a frat. No, I've not.
I don't think I've ever entered a frat house before. Freshman year, me and a friend of mine kind of tried to do the party stuff, and it was just a lot of wandering around following random drunk people, and we got to one house at Copper Beach, and as soon as we got there, the cops showed up, so we had to leave.
In my mom's bed.
Not in a house, but outside of a house, yeah, a couple times. I don't party that much, but when I do, it's usually how it ends up.
One time when I was like youngin', I got a nosebleed and I threw up at the same time, and I had like bunk beds with my sister, and I threw up all down like the ladder and all over the carpet, and like the whole way going down to my mom's room because I'm crying, my nose is bleeding. It was a mess.
No, I haven't been to a Greek party without paying.
I was told that party at Copper Beach, they were making the women like do shots to get in or something, but again, we never even made it to the door.
I'm a girl, I get in free sometimes.
Yeah, exact opposite. I'm a dude, so I gotta pay every time, so.
Never have I ever been to a Greek party without paying.
Absolutely not.
Hell yeah.
It's because I'm a guy. That's how that works.
Okay, wait. I don't really go to parties, but every party that I've been to, I don't know, I just got charged for a party on Wednesday.
Well, you pay for it I'm in a fraternity. You pay for it in your dues, so I've never been without paying.
We used to have parties at home that to get in, you had to do a line of like tequila shots, tequila and lime shots.
I was expecting something else.
Yeah. Never been to a Greek party, and
you just flash and you in.
I have never paid it to a Greek party.
But so.
Or people pay for me, so.
Oh, lucky you.
Fell asleep in class. Yes, I have. It was in a class called Chemistry for Everyone. It had an exclamation point at the end of the title. It was so boring. And then you know what happened? I did one of those like sleep jerk things, and I like snorted as I like woke up in my chair, and then everyone looked at me.
Oh yes. Yes, many times have I fallen asleep in class. Not in a while, but especially if I don't get the coffee in me, then I'm not waking up, because I have a very long-lasting battery, but it takes a lot of time to charge.
No,
yes.
I've totally done it before. Are you kidding me? Bread makes me sleepy, so true story. I'm allergic to gluten, so yeah. Every time I eat bread.
Yeah, I don't know.
I always get 10 hours of sleep.
Yes, I think I did fall asleep in class.
I don't think I've ever fallen asleep in class. I know I've taken like those millisecond naps, but it was because I was on like so many meds that I could barely sit up straight. So yeah.
Almost passed out in high school during my time of the month.
Fell asleep in class, always, yeah. Really?
I'm a good student.
It's never, I'm not, I can't argue with that. It's never based on like tiredness though, it's legitimately just like how bored I am in the class, depends.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
If I could fall asleep in my art class, I would, but 2.5 hours of torture.
When I was in high school, I didn't know where I wanted to go to college. But I did know I wanted a major with job potential, and a campus that felt like the right place for me. I chose IUP. I'm studying on a beautiful campus with great professors who focus on student success and 140 academic majors. I'm Megan Spangler. I study nursing. Find your success at IUP.
Hey guys, I'm Haley.
I'm Kane.
Hi, I'm Haley, and you're watching Witticism.
You're watching Witticism.
And you're watching Witticism.
And I contort them into weird positions that I find comfortable that others find strange. So I rip pants doing that.
Never have I ever ripped a pair of pants.
There's a hole in these jeans. Yes. So yes, I have. It's not noticeable, it's just there. It's like a little seam rip.
Yeah, it wasn't bad though. Like I had a pair of cargo shorts a couple years ago, or like I was in my kitchen and I just completely ripped my side pocket off of it. And it's just like, I just bought them too, they were brand new and I was pissed. So yeah, that's the only time though.
Yeah, one time I was at school, high school, and I was wearing these leggings, big hole just right down in the cooter, and then the sewing teacher sewed it up for me. She was just the sweetest.
I've done it.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't anything, it wasn't a big deal. It just happened, just, you know, rip my pants. No big deal.
My pants are ripped. I don't know if I've, like, went places and ripped my pants, but they're ripped.
Never have I actively ripped my pants.
So I used to have this problem where my thighs were bigger than everything else. So I would end up running and just ripping through pants. And it was awful.
That sucks. I have long legs and I contort them into weird positions that I find comfortable that others find strange. So I rip pants doing that.
I was at the 1975 concert. I got in the car, sat down,
Oof.
right in the leg. It was a great pair of jeans.
Well, not anymore.
It happened to me at work one day, but it wasn't even like down like the seam. It was like kind of just like, I don't want to really point, but it's like not on the seam. And then I had to call my coworker and bring me a sewing kit. Everybody in in Fox's that day saw my underwear.
Got a fake ID. Never done it.
So, you never done it?
Nope. I am a good egg.
I never got my own fake ID, but I used my sister's fake ID. We're twins, so we look alike. And went to a bar one night, got it taken away. And they said that they were gonna hang it on the top of the ceiling, so that's just...
Did they? Did you make the top of the ceiling?
I don't think so, because I went back and it was never there.
That's disappointing. You should get your ID back.
I haven't, I'm 22, so
Oh, okay. Doesn't matter anymore. The
No.
point is moot.
I haven't gotten a fake ID.
No, but at this wedding one time, I think I was about 19 or 20, and my cousins wanted me to get them some peach schnapps. Well, they sent me, because I was the oldest, to the bar, and they figured they wouldn't ask me questions, which they didn't, but that was very unusual. So I did get my cousins peach schnapps, and I didn't really have to do anything, except ask.
Fake ID?
Yeah, no. Yeah, me neither.
I wouldn't even know how to go about getting one. Like, who do you talk to?
It's weird. You have to like, I don't know, you order them from like China and they like ship it to you in a box that with
Amazon
like,
Prime
yeah,
shipping.
wherever, honestly.
Because yes, I did, but it got taken at customs, so no, I didn't.
Why did you go through customs with a fake ID?
I didn't go through customs. The fake ID went through customs.
Again, where were you going that was through customs that you needed your fake ID?
When it came from like China or wherever it came from.
Oh, you never even like got it.
I never got it.
Okay, I gotcha.
So,
I just
yes and no.
I just always had shady and/or rich friends, so I never needed one.
I'm a good egg.
I've not gotten a fake ID. It's only real.
See, in Maryland, it's a little bit different because you can drink at the age of 16 with your parents' consent and off of bars and public places and such. So my parents were just kind of like okay with it. So
Yeah,
I never had to buy anything.
Well, one of my cousins, her father's British, so she knew how to drink. Like by the time she was 16, she knew how to make drinks. So it was like a thing of just, yeah. I just had to get it is all.
Dorm smoke alarms?
No.
No. I always put water in my Easy Mac, so.
Yeah, true. We've come close a couple of times, but nothing that crazy, so.
Yeah. Yes, I've set off the dorm room smoke alarms. Well, I don't live in the dorm, but like my apartment, I lit a candle and it just kind of like went off of like my room, the hallway, my roommate's room, all went off, and I was home alone and I was freaking out. Whew.
Yes.
No.
But not, so I did it, wasn't because I did anything bad, but it was because literally the heater in my room broke, so it was like on overdrive and it set off the fire alarm like 4 different times. And we had to call like the IUP cops like 4 different times within like a week and say, listen, nothing's going on, it's just the heating unit. So, you know, screw Ruddick, but.
Have I ever set off the dorm room smoke alarms?
Nope, never once.
Heck no, put that water in the mac
Proud
and
to
cheese.
say it, please do.
Nope.
Never done it.
Never set off the dorm room. Never set off the dorm room smoke alarms. It was supposedly easy, but I never managed to.
I was in my room and this guy came in my room and was like, I wonder if I spray this Axe into the thing if it's gonna go off. And then he did. And then when the cops came, he said that he burnt pizza. And then they went in the room and there was no pizza in the room. So they're like, where's the pizza? And we were like, but they fell for it.
Walk of shame, more like a stride of pride, let me tell you. It was a dry spell.
Yes. Yes, I have, but I don't think it was very noticeable. I was pretty casual about it.
Was it a strut or a walk or a...
Walk of shame. Technically I didn't, although one time I stayed at my friend's dorm, like just because we went out and I slept in her room. And when I was walking to my dorm, my hair was all messy and I was in my clothes from the night before. And these old ladies walked past me and I could hear them whispering behind my back about what I was doing the night before. Oof. It was so rude.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Made the walk of shame across campus?
Nope. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it was Halloween.
Well, that makes sense at least.
I lost my keys, but they were in my friend's apartment. So I had like this long flannel on with these knee-high socks. And like I had to walk to her apartment to get my keys because my roommates were at the football game. So, yeah, I have.
I'm just still new. Give it some time. Give it some time.
Again, that's a no. I'm boring.
Yeah, I've done it a handful of times. I'm usually with friends though, so. Yeah, it just depends on how good the night was or whatnot.
I made the walk of shame across campus. I am a good child of God. No.
I think I did.
Kayla.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm Tyrone.
So Tyrone, how are you doing on this lovely day?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent.
You're
Thank
looking
you.
excellent.
You know, because when you look good,
you feel good.
And you do good.
Oh,
okay. So Tyrone, there's this question I wanted to ask you. Have you heard of this TV show that's on IUP-TV?
I did hear of a very interesting TV show lately. One of the segments that I liked was Creative Corner.
Oh, right, me too. And don't they like recognize students that have a lot of creativity and talent?
Right,
yeah,
right.
I
What's
like
the name of that show?
Hawk Talk.
Right. See, you said that rung some bells.
Yes, okay, speak some volume.
Turn all the way up.
Right. So for you guys that don't know about Hawk Talk, we cover a lot of things that go on around campus.
Right.
Okay, we have segments such as Hawk Hour,
Creative Corner,
Hawk News,
and Tea with Tyrone,
and plenty more.
So make sure you tune in.
On Fridays at 9:30 p.m. See you then.
Breaking news, it's a real thing.
It's real.
Lost phone or iCard?
No, I got close. I never lost my iCard, but I locked it in my room by accident. Like I was so good with it the whole year, and then like I went to get my friend at the end of the hall and I didn't deadbolt my door and I didn't realize it.
Not yet, but I've not lost my phone or iCard yet, but it's gonna come. I'm only a freshman.
One time I was on the Ferris wheel and it slipped out onto the seat, and then they called me and they said, hey, we have your phone. And I was like, wait a minute. It was on my home phone. That's how they called me. If that is better clarification.
I've never lost my iCard. I made it to senior year, never once lost my iCard.
I still have the same iCard from freshman year, and I think it's actually starting to get a bit worn because they have to slide it a lot of times now to get it to work. But I've locked myself out a couple of times, especially because like for 2 years I didn't really have roommates, so if I did laundry, I did it.
I still got the OG iCard.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's, OG for my year.
Yes, I have lost my phone many times. Never lost my iCard, but pretty much every film that I've had, I got too drunk and I lost it. And then it never came back. So yeah.
I remember sometime last year, there was a point where I was in the shower and the power went out, and I put on clothes and walked outside, and I forgot to get my key.
I keep my iCard on my phone, so if I lose one, I'm just kind of screwed, like, completely.
Yeah, I keep my iCard in my wallet, it has my keys on it, so if I lose that, then I lose my car keys.
I used to, but then I got tired having to, like, dig through my wallet for it, so it's on my phone, but now I always pull out my wallet, realize it's not in my wallet, and now it's just an extra step.
Chatted with a Greek member without saying brother or sister.
The only Greek member that I'm even close with is like one of my best friends, and she says that all the time, and it only gets really annoying. So it is what it is, like honestly, but.
Yes. I've been to church and heard that. Does that count?
I'm gonna say yes, that I haven't heard them, but...
Oh, I haven't heard. Okay,
yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I think the conversation was like a day or two ago when I was talking to someone in the car next to me.
Had a conversation with a Greek member without hearing bro or sis. Yeah.
You go, Jackie.
You're the best.
Yeah.
My roommate's she's in a gender inclusive frat, and we talk about a lot of things that aren't a frat, so I guess that's the exception.
That's fair. Yeah.
I think I've kind of avoided the frat people because they're always trying to like sell you things, so I like make sure not to make eye contact with them sometimes so they don't have to, because that's when they get you. It doesn't mean I give them stuff, it's just when they get you.
Listen, as the president of a frat, stereotypes hurt. Now seriously, we don't always say bro all the time.
I've never gone to class drunk. I'm a child of God. I'm only 18.
I'm a good egg. Alcohol, never met her.
I have. Not like purposefully, but it would be the next day, and I'd still be drunk.
Oh,
from
that
the
is hilarious.
night before, and then I'd go to class drunk. And I'd feel great.
Yeah, hell no. I can't afford to, in all honesty. Plus, if I go out on the weekends. I'm responsible about it.
I don't think I've ever been drunk enough for it to carry over to the next day. I feel like I should do that at least once in my life, but like haven't yet, so.
Just tired.
Okay, so I don't know if you would count it as going to class drunk. I took a test drunk, but I did better than basically everyone in the class and still got 112%, so I don't know how I managed it, but I passed.
I don't even know what alcohol is.
Never even heard of it.
I'm 20 years old.
Is it like a food or like a...
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out one day.
One day.
Only once. I accidentally thought that a water bottle was water, not water. Not water.
She thought it was water.
Welcome back to Witticism's Word of the Day.
What? Time? I thought you were going to say color.
Time of the day.
Time of the day.